Hi class, today we're going to talk about angle relationships in triangles. Let's first recall what is an angle. An angle is formed when you have two line rays that meet together at a point called a vertex. The angle is therefore the measure of the turn of one line ray to the other, and we typically measure angle in degrees. And given, for example, 45 degrees, the symbol for degrees is a superscript o. We can use angle to classify triangles. Triangles can be named based on their angles. So in the first triangle here, all of these angles are the same. Therefore, we call this triangle an equilateral triangle. The second triangle has one special angle, which is exactly 9 degrees. A 9-degree angle is a right angle. And because of this 9-degree right angle, we can call this triangle a right angle triangle. In the next triangle, all these triangles are less than 9 degrees. Sorry, all these angles are less than 9 degrees. Less than 9-degree angles are called acute angles. And because this triangle has all acute angles, it is called an acute triangle. This last triangle here has two acutes, but one larger than 90 degree. And we call that type of angle an obtuse angle. So we call this triangle an obtuse triangle. Triangles can also be classified by their sides. In this triangle, all the sides are equal, so we call this again an equilateral triangle. So an equilateral triangle has all the same angles and all the same sides. The next example, we have two sides that are the same. When we have two sides the same, this triangle is therefore called an isosceles triangle. In the last example, all three sides are different. So no two sides are alike, and therefore it is called a scalene triangle. So here we have different ways of classifying triangles based on their angles or based on their sides. Let's define one more thing to help you remember angles and triangles before we move on. Let's define what is the difference between an interior and exterior angle. An interior angle is the angle formed inside of the triangle. Now an interior angle doesn't always apply to a triangle, so what's really the definition is that it's inside of a polygon. So it's inside of a shape, which is opposite to an exterior angle, which is on the outside of the shape. So in our case, it's outside of the triangle. It is formed by extending one of the lines of the shape. So in this case here, we have a triangle. If we extend this line, we have an exterior angle. And that's all we have for now. Watch out for the next video about talking more about angles and their relationships in triangles.